myself. Take me right back to the start.
Hey guys, this is Jonathan with Fit and Healthy Life. So often when I tell people that I'm trying to lose weight, I'm told, I should try, whatever the current fad diet is. Be it keto, paleo, Atkins, South Beach, whatever. And my response is always the same. I don't like diets. I hear you, wait, did I just call, insert favorite diet a fad diet? How dare I do that? Well, let's look at the definition of fad diet. Now, according to Surgeon's Medical Dictionary, a fad diet is any number of weight reduction diets that either eliminate one or more of the essential food groups or recommend consumption of one type of food in excess at the expense of other foods. And fad diets rarely follow nutritional principles for weight loss, which focus on ingesting fewer calories and or consuming more energy through exercise. Fad diets are generally not endorsed by the medical profession. Alright, so there's your definition. So now, how do those diets I named off work? Well, they eliminate one or more of the essential food groups. In most of these cases, it's breads or grains or starches, and they recommend consumption of one type of food, or such as fats and proteins, in excess. Ergo, they're fad diets. So when it comes down to it, for me, the word diet is a four-letter word, both literally and figuratively. So to get to the bottom of what I'm talking about, let's look at the origins of the word diet. Diet is derived from the Greek word diaita. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but bear with me. Now, this means a way of life. And from there, that word filtered through Latin and French and kind of meant a regiment. It's the reason why we see terms like the diet of worms, meaning a holy regiment, a way of governing the church. Now, when the word finally came into English, it took on the context of a food regiment. So this is why we often hear in documentaries, they're talking about ancient cultures and they'll talk about their diets. And they're not talking about what these people did when they wanted to lose weight, because really in those ancient cultures that was an unheard of concept. What they're referring to is what these people ate on a regular basis. It isn't until the 19th or 20th centuries that it took on that current meaning of a program geared towards weight loss. Now, this drift away from the original meaning of the word diet brings us to the first reason I say diets are bad. Diets are temporary. We set a goal of how much weight we want to lose and then start our diet. But once we lose the weight, then what? Usually we go back to eating the same things we did before, and sure, at first we do it in small amounts, but within a year, we're back to eating the same way we did before. And you may be saying, not me, I'm going to eat healthy. And let's be honest, how many times have you gone on a diet before? Did you stay on it then? The problem is these diets don't teach you how to stay healthy. Yes, they're great at getting us to a healthy weight, but they are terrible at helping us maintain it. Actually, a 2007 study that followed people for 2 years after their diets showed that 83% of them gained back more weight than they had lost. Now, if you want to gamble on the odds that you're going to be in that 17%, I'm sure there's some people in Vegas who will take your money for that. Now, this brings us to our next problem. Diets tend to lead to what's called weight cycling, or yo-yo dieting. Weight cycling is that trend of losing weight and then putting it back on, and doing this repeatedly. Now, many studies have linked weight cycling to an increased risk of heart disease, stroke, and diabetes. And while these links aren't certain, the fact that the majority of dieters end up weighing more in the long run leads one to the conclusion that they probably would have been better off if they had simply maintained their current weight. Now, I'm not arguing for trying to maintain your current weight, but it's better than getting into that yo-yo cycle of taking it off and putting it back on. And I'm going to link to some of these studies down in the comments below, so you don't just have to take my word for it. You can see what the professionals, what the scientists, the psychologists have to say on this matter. Finally, diets don't really address the root cause of weight gain. It's one thing to know that bad eating habits cause us to gain weight, but what causes those bad eating habits in the first place? Till we understand the cause of the problem, we can't fix the problem. So imagine if, say, the road in front of your house flooded every single time it rained. Now, over time, this could lead to the road washing out. Now, if instead of finding out why the road is flooding, the government just came in, patched the road, repaved it, whatever, then the next time it rained, or maybe not the next time, but somewhere down the line, they're going to need to fix that road again. But if instead they look for the cause of the flooding, say a clogged drainage, then they could solve that problem permanently. Diets don't do that. It's like if your room floods, you just suck up the water, but that pipe is still leaking. Okay, so diets are bad. What's the solution? Well, the first step is to address the problem. Why am I obese? Why am I overweight? As I stated earlier, until we can get to that root cause, we can't fix the problem. And the first thing we need to look at is, what are we doing that causes us to gain weight? Now, for most people, that answer is simple. We overeat. But why? Do we eat out of boredom? And if that's the case, then we need to work on ways to address that. We need to try to pick up a new hobby, something creative to do with our hands or whatever. Start walking. Do something to address that boredom. We need to train ourselves to replace that bad habit, whatever it is, with a good one. So we need to train ourselves to, when we're bored, we need to do something other than eat. Drink a glass of water. That will calm down the hunger issue. And find something to do so it doesn't arise again. Now, another reason why people tend to overeat is depression. We seek out to drown our problems, our sorrows in food, and it gives us an endorphin rush. It's just like, with many drug addicts and alcoholics. That endorphin rush helps with whatever problems they're having. There's some underlying cause, there's psychological cause. Now, guys, depression is a serious issue and should be treated. Please, please, if this is the reason you tend to overeat, I encourage you to talk to someone about it. And if you ever need a compassionate ear, please let me know. I'm not a professional, but I will be there to talk to you. Now, once we've addressed that root cause, then we can begin to fix the issue of our weight. And to do this, we need to be committed to a change in lifestyle. Remember that Greek word, dieta? We need a new way of life. That's why I called this channel Fit and Healthy Life. This is not simply a weight loss journey. It's a new way of living. We need to get ourselves in that mindset. If you focus on the I can'ts, it's going to make you want to do it that much more. And if you focus solely on the weight, then when you hit that plateau, you're going to get discouraged. We need to develop a new way of life. That needs to be our focus above anything else. And to do this, we need to learn to replace those unhealthy things in our life with healthy ones. Instead of eating that chocolate bar, eat an apple. Instead of eating those greasy potato chips, eat some nuts. Get in a routine. Try to start eating meals at the same time every day. Get on a firm schedule at your gym, and unless you're severely ill or injured, stick to it. If you wouldn't miss work for something, don't miss the gym for it. Now, once you really get going, you start getting these new habits established and everything, or even before then, learn about BMR, basal metabolic rate, and macronutrients. Now, your BMR is the amount of calories that your body burns every day just through the process of you breathing, keeping your heart beating, keeping your mind going. Just the simple everyday things burns calories. And that is the main source of calorie burn. Now, macronutrients, this is your fats, carbohydrates, and your proteins. Now, what you need to do is learn how to balance your diet. And I'm using the original term, your normal eating regimen. We need to learn to balance our diet based on these concepts and know how to adjust your calories for the days when you work out. These things are key to being fit. And finally, guys, never give up. You've got this. You can do this. And if you ever feel discouraged, I and many others out there are here to help you and to get back on track. Okay, guys, so now that I've probably turned off half my subscribership and everything with that, if you're on one of these diets, I don't want to discourage you. Keep at it. But try at the same time to learn to eat healthy so that when you hit that goal weight, you don't put it back on. Don't be part of that 83%. Be part of that 17. Now, I want to take this time also to give a shout out to a good friend of mine, Matthew Glover. He is actually on the keto diet. And when he told me about his diet and his weight loss program, I actually told him, I was like, well, you're not going to like my new video then. But his channel is Keto Your Cravings. Now, this is both him and his wife, and they're like I said, they're doing the keto diet and working on getting healthy as well. So please go over to his channel and subscribe to his videos, like his videos, and leave him some encouraging words. I'll put the link to that down in the description as well. Again, guys, thank you for all the love and support you've been giving. Be sure to like and subscribe to my videos, as well as checking me out on social media. I have a Facebook page, Twitter page, and an Instagram account. Also, I've recently set up a GoFundMe. I'm trying to get some equipment for supplementing some exercises at home so that I'm not having to make that long journey to the gym quite as often. There's a video along with the GoFundMe, and I'll put the link to the GoFundMe in the description. So if you're able to donate and you feel moved to do so, I really appreciate that. But if nothing else, if you could at least just share that GoFundMe with others, I greatly appreciate it. Again, guys, thanks for all the love and encouragement. I love you all, and have a great day.